Hi. This is the forerunner to an ISO test I did. I did it with the settings in manual, and I'll tell you what the manual settings were so you can just see it getting lighter and lighter and lighter. Some people use the ISO to lighten their photographs. They shouldn't. It's one of the few things I would consider rules. There's a thing called rule of thirds, but we all break it, and rules are made to be broken. That is the beauty of our hobby. Following the ISO going up with the settings staying the same, I put it onto another program and then showed you the amount of grain you can get. Some people like grainy photos. Go figure, I'm not one of them. But I can see that some are quite evocative when they're done in grain, and to be fair, at night time you don't have a lot of choice, which is why I shoot movies. I've got more control over the gain, which is more or less the same as the ISO, but you can play with it in post-production. You're a little bit limited with the ISO. I do get confused in that video earlier on, as you'll see on the shots, and I kept saying ASA. For those of you that don't know, if you come from the school of old photography where it was actual film, in a dark room, in dishes, in containers, using developer, stop, fix, and then you had to dry them, and then put the negatives in an enlarger, and it was a bit of a nightmare compared to digital. It really was, but it was fun. And you could get just as many effects. It wasn't Photoshop by any means, but you could still put other people's faces on bodies. It's nothing new, and it was just more work, but it was enjoyable. Anyway, I hope you get something out of this ISO setup that I've done, and learn a little bit about your Lumix FZ2000, FZ2500 or FZH1. Thanks for watching. Bye. This is a test at the ISO level. I'm in extended ISO, and you'll see what this means as we go on, because it starts at 80. I'm using Golem as my talent, and I'm in all manual modes. On the M setting, I am using the 2-second timer, and I am presently set on 1/60th at f2.8 to keep the test on the same readings all the way through. First photo taken at 80 ASA. Second photo taken at 100 ASA. I keep saying ASA because that's the old standards. ISO. ISO 125. ISO 200. ISO 400. This one. You can see the prints are starting to get lighter, but my settings stay the same. f2.8 at 1/60th. The next one is ISO 800. Next one is ISO 1600. This one here. This one is ISO 3200. This one is ISO 6400. ISO 12800. You can see it's almost a complete whiteout. And this last one is ISO 25600. Now I'm going to go back the way, and I'm setting it on a different mode. That was manual, which kept it very set. I'm going to set it on program mode, and the first shot here is 25600 ISO. This one is 12800 ISO. This next one is 6400 ISO. The next one is 3200 ISO. The next one is 1600 ISO. The next one is 800 ISO. The next one is 400 ISO. The next one is ISO 200. The next one is ISO 125. The next one is ISO 100. And the last one in this series of tests is ISO 80. Now, to get my ISO to cover such a range, I go into my menu on the camera, and then across to the red camera at the top left hand side, there's a camera on your screen, a cine camera, a spanner with C, a spanner and an arrow pointing right. You want the top red camera, and then scroll your way down to the top of page 6 out of 7, and it says Extended ISO. Open it up and accept, and this gives you a much wider extended ISO setting. It's always there then, you don't have to use it, but it's there as long as you don't go on auto, because it will always use the ISO that the camera tells it. The end part now is about setting your white balance. It is very easy. You can't go wrong. What you do is on the back of your camera, you'll see it down near the bottom of your camera on this, what I call the star control. You've got white balance to the right, ISO above, AF below, and your metering on the left. What you do then is press the white balance button, and it'll take you into menus, and follow the rest that I've got on here. To set the white balance, you put a white card underneath the lens. You can see there's Golem there, because I was doing ISO tests on him. And you put your white card in the light that's shining down, and then you go to WB on the back of your camera. and you have different settings there. Automatic white balance, sun, cloud, indoors, incandescent lighting, that's pretty good. You've got number 1, adjust, it says. And I'm right in the middle, and I go set. And that is the white balance set. Pure and simple. Couldn't be any easier, could it? And you can put 4 settings in with different light. Yeah, very good. I'll go back to incandescent lighting, that one. And that's it. And just to check, I usually use something with red in it. And as long as that red on the screen looks like the red on this box, then usually my white is spot on as well. Devious or what, eh? Just a quickie to let you see how the white balance is set. It's very similar on the stills, but that's a different side, so I'll leave that for now.
I'm getting dizzy.